Welcome to the biggest show in the world, Sports Bettors TV.
The biggest show in the world. What is going on, people? How are you feeling out there today on this Sunday morning? Are you hurting? Are you hungover? Or are you laughing because of all the winners we put out yesterday? Kid, I got my boy, the evil genius of Major League Baseball on the line. Dr. Dan, what is going on, my brother?
Yo, what is good, kid? What just another winning day, man. That's all that can be said. Hey, look, everybody who tailed me on that huge Pirates Mets -1.5 parlay, I apologize. That bullpen, I did not expect them to blow a 5-0 lead like that and almost lose the game. I mean, if you listen to me, we took them on the money line too, so we always take the money line a little heavier, so we're not losing money. But, hey, Terry Collins really screwed up. Should have brought in the lefty. But other than that, guys, we crushed it. We hit that Astros in the under with that parlay. And I know you killed it, kid, with all those live lines texting me all night.
Kid, I was sending Dan. I think I posted most of them on Twitter, man. I had the Washington Wizards live in-game money line. Then I did. We took harangue with the Philadelphia Phillies, and we hit plus money.
160 or 170. I mean,
I got it at plus 161, so I hit that. And then what else? Dude, I got to remember all this here. Then I went Baltimore Orioles money line in-game, hit that. Then we took the Houston Rockets on a money line. We took, who else? King Felix closed out the night for us, man. It was just awesome, kid. Swept the board. And that's how we do it, man, at the biggest show in the world.
How we do.
Oh, definitely, man. So I got to get my voice right. I went out, did a little drinking last night. Not too crazy, though, but, it wasn't all that easy to get up this morning. But your boy did it because I want to come back and I want to deliver some more action, kid, for everybody, Dan.
See, you're lucky, kid, because, I went out with my wife last night, and all I know is at like 7:45 in the morning, I got shook awake. It's like, hey, I know you got the show. Go to the bagel store. Get the kids breakfast. I'm like, I had a friggin' boatload of tequila last night. I'm like, really? Really? But hey, I'm here. I'm loving life. Let's make some more money today.
Oh, definitely. Thank you for everybody that's retweeting our show out there. No request, Smokey. I've got David Duncan. What's going on, buddy? Marco SBTV, Spot Bet. I got Terry Passard. I got D-Rod. I got Eddie E. Tip Talker. Hashtag SBTV Nation. I got Jason Bryce. I got Matty Fresh. J.A. Get a Vegas Bookie. J.C. SBTV Nation. What is going on? James Harrelson. Marmar. Mr. Mac. Alex Washington as well. What up? What up?
Good morning, Vietnam, as well, sir. Thank you,
all day long. All right, dude. Dan, your baseball was stellar yesterday, and you saw all my boys at work. I had harangue. I did not bet Chris Sale though. I kind of wish I did.
No, I know, and it's so hard to bet anybody against the Tigers. Chris Sale is going to be money for us this year. He's going to be a guy that we're going to ride. And the thing is, if you look at the way that these aces are matching up, you have 2 days, really, where you have number one starters going because of just the way the games have fallen. There are some great plus money parlay opportunities coming out.
Oh, definitely. And big ups to Scotty Too Hottie, man. Legendary Scott Matthews came on and called the over of the Houston-Dallas game, and that was a laugher. That was a laugher, man. So big ups to him on that.
Yeah, what was that, like 200 and almost 30 points for him? 225?
226, bro.
Yeah, 226. I mean,
yes.
that's insane. Big ups, kid.
Oh, definitely. Marlon, Woodbine fan, what's going on, buddy? Irvin's out there as well. It's nice to have met some of these guys already. I met Irvin in New York. I met Woodbine fan in Vegas. We had a good time, man. We had a really good time. Yeah, you met him too. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
He's the 7-footer out there.
Yeah, big man.
That's my boy, dude. Gotta love him, man. So, what do you want to do, Dan? You want to get into the MLBs and start this party or what?
Yeah, I definitely do. Real quick, I want to just give a shout out some cats over at Big Fam. I know you guys were having a little bit of a rough day, but then you called that big money boxing match a plus 255, guys, and I mean that was just money in the bank. So big shout out there.
Oh, definitely. That was Cousin Pete's play.
Yes.
Yeah, big ups to him on that.
Brother.
All day long. He was in Vegas with us too, man. Really good dude. So
all those dudes are good dudes.
Yes, sir, man. So why don't we jump right into this, man? Why don't we get into the MLBs and see what we got? I'm glad that the hockey seemed a little volatile yesterday, man. I'm glad I didn't get involved with the Rangers.
It was crazy, and I'll be honest. I mean, look, being a Rangers fan, that just pissed me off. I know a lot of people riot in the Rangers heavy. And the thing is, 7 power plays, and you go 1 for 7. And, they had at least 3 or 4 opportunities in the first or second period, and they just couldn't bury the biscuit. I still fully expect the Rangers to win the series. I expect them to come back in Pittsburgh and win the first game on the road. I just think Vigneault's not going to have that. But, man, that was just pitiful. You get 7 power plays, you got to win that game.
Oh, all day long. But hey, I'm glad I didn't play it, man. I wanted nothing to do with hockey. Dude, once the NBA playoffs started, I was like, I'm all over this.
I know you are.
And with the Washington Wizards yesterday, I was watching them, and I was watching them in the paint, and I was just like, Toronto, they're just I've said that they're sloppy, and they've been sloppy this year, but in the playoffs, it seems like they kind of sharpened their ways up a little bit. And it seems like they're definitely better than Toronto. They're a better team, and they're going to win that series. I really feel that way.
Yeah, you might be right. That's why the NBA is so volatile to me, at least. And I know some people live and breathe that world. This is why I just don't get it. I feel like some teams are just like, hey, especially in the East, like unless you're absolutely pitiful, you're getting in the playoffs. So you just kind of play out the string. You look good one night, you look decent the other night, and then you just turn it on.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy.
I agree. But we'll keep it moving, and we'll go right into the MLBs and see what you got to say, brother, because my MLBs haven't been so bad either. I gotta be a little honest with you, man. So I'm gonna take a look at and see what we got. I'm gonna compare notes with you. All right, let's go. Let's go with the first one here. We got the 105 start. We got the Atlanta Braves in interleague matchup at the Toronto Blue Jays, and Toronto's minus 155. You can get Atlanta plus 171. So guys, that's what I call a sports arbitrage. So you can actually bet both teams if you're on both these books and get money. You know what? I'm going to do that because I'm funded on both of these.
Might as well.
Over. I mean, it's not going to pay that much. It'll probably pay like 3-4% of your money. But if it's guaranteed money, why not? Over is 8. What you got? Who you got pitching, and what's your take on this?
We got Shelby Miller for Atlanta, 1-0 with a .90 ERA. Against the man who lives in a van down by the river, Daniel Norris, 1-0, 4.22. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about.
I saw that. Yeah, that was.
He literally lives in a van down by the river.
That's unbelievable.
Hey,
he's got all this money. He's doing that.
More power to him, man. I mean, he's got millions in the bank. Dude just seems like a really out there dude, but I love it. You see a lot of pitchers that are out there. I mean, you got 2 pitchers on the same staff. I mean, R.A. Dickey, for charity, climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in the offseason a couple of years ago. I mean, these dudes are out there, cerebral guys. But here's the thing, man. This line is absolutely insane. Toronto has struggled against Atlanta. They were lucky to come out with the victory yesterday. I really think Shelby Miller has been out. I mean, obviously out to a great start. I like Atlanta plus money here, and I'm going to roll with them.
Really?
I'm going to roll with the
Braves. Wow. Not bad. Not bad, Dan.
Braves.
You know what? The underdogs, I mean, the ones that you've been playing have been pretty good, so.
Yeah, look, we both got on that Phillies dog yesterday because we know what's up. Look, Daniel Norris is very good, but he's still a rookie. Shelby Miller's a little more experienced. Like I said, a .9 ERA. He's not giving up hits. He's not walking people. I'm all over the Braves plus money here. I honestly thought last night this line was going to be a little crazier, but hey, at plus 135, I'm all over it.
Very, very interesting. And the Braves are playing pretty good ball. You didn't expect that.
No, I didn't. They're 7-4 right now. And there's a commercial out there now, and I only reference this because there's a very powerful point made about baseball. Baseball is different from every other sport in one regard. It's so long, there's no such thing as Cinderellas. over 106, or no, Tony La Russa, sorry. Tony La Russa said that because over 162 games, you are going to see what an actual team is. Any team can go on a run. I mean, you have teams going on great streaks all the time, but if they're not great, it'll come out in the wash. So let's wait and see. Let's give it a month. But Atlanta is out to a hot start, and I think they win today.
All right, dude. All right. Big ups to, let's see who I got out there this morning on this Sunday morning with us. I got Straguzzi, my Connecticut guy. What's up, kid? I got Direct Sports Solutions, my man Irvin, It Be Easy. Let's see who else. Joe Zippy, Buster Carr is out there. Holiday is out there. What's up, guys? Good morning to you. 5-1. Let's see. L.A. Whiz Kid. Rafael Moda is out there. Clown Man Swag. The Dream is out there retweeting us, dude. Can't wait to get you back on tomorrow, brother, so you can get some of Hatter's winning ways. All right. Next one we got on the ticket here. So, Dan, I'm going to – you know what? The line just jumped. You cannot get the minus 155 anymore. The best you can get on Toronto is minus 175. It just jumped. The best line just jumped right 20 points.
I got it right here.
You do?
I got it right here. You can get. Yep. I don't want to give it out, but I still have a book that's open because we don't affiliate with no one anymore, right? I mean, who cares? But there's a book out there. If you look around, you can get Toronto at minus 155 still. But if you're on Atlanta, then you might want to hold off and wait and see if it jumps or your book jumps. Because if they're moving to 175, then Atlanta's going to jump up to maybe plus 150.
Oh no, Atlanta would move up higher, right? Yeah, because their line is getting less attractive, so Atlanta's would go up higher.
Right.
Okay. All right, cool. Big ups to Randy Lockhart. I got Bobo. I got John Lewis out there. Pick Monitor, Man versus Spreads. And my man Scott Weaver. Good morning to you, brother. He's wondering about this Braves line. So the evil genius is plugging the Braves. Next one we got on the ticket here, we got the Chicago White Sox at the Detroit Tigers. And the Tigers are minus 133 with an under-over of 8.
Yeah.
Who you got pitching, Dan?
So for the Detroit Tigers, we have Sean Green, 2-0, no runs given up. We have Omar Quintana for the White Sox, 1-0 with a 4.09. Obviously, Detroit got bludgeoned yesterday, and your boy Chris Sale did his thing. And we're gonna win a lot of money off Chris Sale this year. I just don't like him against the Tigers. I don't like anybody against the Tigers right now. Go ahead, kid.
Does he still got the gold chain whipping around?
I didn't get a chance to actually watch him in action. That's why
I asked you. He's got like the Mr. T starter kit going wild.
Yeah. Insane. I don't know. I mean, like I grew up like obviously pitching. I can never do that. But what I'm gonna do today, because I really like this matchup for the Tigers, especially off getting beat up by the White Sox. Obviously in division, a little bit of a rivalry there. Tigers are looking to be a much better team than them. I can't drink the juice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a run line play on this, a minus 1.5 at plus 150. And I'm going to go with the Tigers at minus 1.5.
Really?
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
This game pretty big.
Damn, Dan. You make it sound so good.
I mean, look, everybody, like I said yesterday, I base a lot of what's going on off the way that a starting pitcher has looked. We've gotten a couple chances to see both starters now. And
right.
Quintana isn't bad. Don't get me wrong. 1-0, a 4.09. But look at who that's against. I think it was against like the Twins and someone else that I can't remember. But not a great. So you're giving up 4 runs to those guys. Detroit coming off getting whooped yesterday. They're going to come out. They're going to want to kill him. And they got a pitcher on the mound. You're as strong as your next day starter. This dude hasn't given up a run yet, and he's 2-0. I got to ride that at minus 1.5.
Detroit Tigers, if you bet them $100 a game, you're up $734, and they are superior in every single category on my little smart chart here. Runs against, runs differential, team ERA, hits, walks, strikeouts, defensive hits, walks, and Ks.
Giving up a 12 spot yesterday.
Wow.
That's after giving up a 12 spot yesterday. And look, I'm still, and this is crazy, I think Detroit has the best offense in baseball, but much like, how I feel about the Red Sox, they have a bona fide ace, which the Red Sox don't, but like that bullpen has been good for now, but I got to see it over the long haul. But right now, like I said, the -1.5, I love it. And guys, just buckle up because it's a dog day afternoon for me. And some of the heavy favorites, I do like them, but we're going -1.5, so almost across the board.
Wow. Hey, big ups to my man Straguzzi out there. He's asking about bringing the run lines down to 1. Dude, I'm a huge advocate of that.
Yeah.
Dan doesn't like it. I love it, bro. Just so you know. So.
Yeah, hey, look, I like the standard 1.5 run lines. I only take them, obviously if I'm feeling 75% or better. Buying it down to 1, I'd rather just take the money line, for a little, a little more juice. It just doesn't do anything for me. I'm not saying it's the wrong move. It's just not a personal preference thing, but it's not a wrong move by any means.
Yeah, guys, what we're referring to is if you got a favorite in baseball that are given 1.5, most books you could do a money line or -1.5. On certain books, they let you buy it down to 1. So if your team wins by 1, it's a push. So, that's something to take a look at. I love that because, there's nothing worse for me than getting beat by the hook. I mean, you saw it with the Mets yesterday, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, I know. And that happens. But, hey, thank you, Terry Collins, for that. Guys, my book just jumped. Again, my book of choice. The Blue Jays are now -180. You can get the Braves at +160. And I know there's some out there where it's up to +165. I don't know. I got to look at SBTV. You can go up to +171 if you get the right.
All right. Next one we got on a ticket is, let's see, the New York Stanks at Tampa Biscuit. The New York Yankees are -120. You can get Tampa Biscuit +117 if you want with an under-over of 7.5. Wow, Tampa Biscuit's a home team underdog here. What
because they are on the 1-0 with a 5.11 ERA. And we got Andri, sorry, I'm not even going to pronounce that one right, so I apologize. 0-0 with a 3.86. Oh, man, this is a game you just stay away from because I really do lean Tampa Bay, but they've been playing so bad. I expected the other pitchers for the Yankees to kind of eat it and not be in a position to get a sweep. I'll just stay away from this game. Both teams are bad, so I don't even want to watch it.
Oh, okay. Big ups to got a newcomer here, Corey, hashtag SBTV Nation. Jimmy Randolph is out there as well. What's up, guys? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the biggest show in the world. We have an absolute blast 7 days a week. Let's see what we got here. We got the Miami Marlins at the New York Mets, kid. Mets rotation is dope, kid. Dope. Mets are -181. You get Miami +175 if you shop it with an under-over of 6.5. Dan, you've been making a lot of money with the Mets.
Yes, I have. Which is, hey, knock on wood. That's been a long time coming.
What happened to the What happened to the bullpen yesterday, though?
All right. So real quick, let me give the starters, and then we'll get into that.
Okay.
We got Kohler 1-1 with a 3.18 against his own personal holiday, the Dark Knight, Matt Harvey, 2-0 with a 2.25. Now, real quick before we get into this game, if you guys saw me on Twitter, I hope your kids don't read your Twitter because I apologize. My language was a little salty, because look, I think the Mets are a very good team. I think they're going to do great things, but dude, I'm sorry, I can manage that team better than Terry Collins. You have a guy out there that is throwing wild pitches, is walking guys, is giving up hit after hit. And it's a game, look, you're on a big-time streak. You want to keep that streak going. And Terry Collins was right leaving him in until he faces the lefty. When you have the lefty come in, you've got to bring in. You have two lefties warming in the pen. You bring in your guy right there.
Get fired up. Go for it, man.
So, I'm sitting there, and I see second and third. I'm waiting for the bullpen to get called. I'm waiting. You already had the pitching coach come out. He didn't do a damn thing. The guy's throws a wild pitch like right after the coach comes out, and then, finally he actually gets an out. He strikes out the next batter. I don't care. You look at the body of work for the inning he's been in, and then you bring in a lefty-on-lefty matchup. You have one of the best left-handed specialists warmed up in Blevins. You have the other Torres warmed up, who's a lefty specialist as well, and you don't bring him in. And, of course, you give up the knock right there, and you take down, you give up 2 runs, blows the 1.5, blows the plus 570 parlay that we have with the Pirates, who are money, and, just screws the whole thing up. Thank you, Terry Collins, for being an absolute moron. You're lucky you didn't blow the whole game. You're lucky you didn't blow the whole game.
Well, big ups on you, dude. I gotta hand it to you, Dan. Your annihilation play of the day was the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah,
I almost jumped on that. I almost jumped on it. I didn't though. I almost did.
I hear you. Lock was a lock. But let's get back into this Mets game today. So anybody who's been watching the Mets, they're now 7 in a row. They haven't done this. I think it's like 1985 was the last time they started this hot. In 1985, I think they won 108 games, if I remember right. But Harvey did not have a great outing. I mean, he did not have a great outing. He did not have his stuff. He gave up 3 runs last time out. That is not happening today. Again, the Mets, I just can't play it at minus 200 or whatever, but I'm rolling with it minus 1.5 at plus 115. Guys, shop it around, obviously. I put these plays in last night. I think Harvey absolutely dominates today. Knock on wood, the dude's never had 2 bad starts in a row, ever in his short career. He's the only pitcher in 100 years for 22 of his first 37 games or something. He's only given up a 1 run or less.
Okay.
That's insane. So, the under's a little low for me now, just because I think the Mets could knock Kohler around a little bit. And 6.5, if I could get that up to 7, I'd probably roll minus 1.5 and the under of 7 on the Mets. But I want to get it up to 7. So if you could do that, you might want to look at that.
Okay, man. You know what, dude? I keep going back to this game, man. I'm really feeling the Tigers today.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw the Tigers and the Mets in a run line parlay again, I think.
If I put the Tigers in my parlay to close it out, it's going to pay crazy. It's going to pay really crazy. You guys know, man, I posted these on Twitter. I got a bunch of open parlays that are going to pay incredible when they're finished. So if I put the Tigers in, I think that's really going to be insane. So, and then obviously you know what I do. I'll be stalking the live lines the whole game to make sure if I get in trouble, I'll just pull that money right out. So
and here's the thing on that real quick, and I see what Weeb's saying. Quintana is 4-1 when starting against Detroit. He has an ERA of 3.14. His WHIP is 1.258, which is not great. It's not great. A +1 WHIP, which means, guys, for anybody who wants to know.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
All right, WHIP is walks and hits per inning pitched. So it's basically how many guys you let on base, right? So if you're over 1, that means you're letting on more than 1 guy per inning, which, hey, I'm not saying you're 4-1 against the team. It's kind of a small sample size. I think he's going to be 4-2 today. I see the metrics, but hey, I'm still all over it.
All right, Dan. So we'll move on from there. So next one we got on the ticket, we got the Philadelphia Phillies coming into the Washington Nasties, and the Nasties are minus some pretty heavy juice, minus 223. We did awesome yesterday betting against them with Harang, dude. I got to say it again, guys, because you know what? A lot of people sweat us for not taking underdogs, and that was plus 161. Under over is 7 to 7.5. Who do you got pitching, Dan? And talk to me about this matchup, please.
We got Buchanan, 0-2 with 11.42 ERA against Strasburg, 0-1 with a 6.75. And all I'm going to say on this, I'm going to keep this one real brief, guys. I'm an idiot. I see the Phillies at plus 195. I know their lineup is pretty bad, but Strasburg has been bad. And I'm saying Buchanan's been terrible too.
Yeah.
Buchanan's been terrible.
Yeah.
So part of me is looking at also the over on this game. I like the over, 7.5, or wherever you get it, if you get it for 7. But I think that the Phillies find a way to come out here and win again. The Nationals, I don't know, man. They just don't. They're just not doing it for me in Strasburg. He just doesn't have it anymore. He just doesn't have it. He's not an ace anymore.
Wow, interesting. I was thinking.
Like
I was thinking about going the other way. To be honest with you,
dude. I mean, look. Here's the reason I'm doing it, and this is, and you guys know me. I post everything I play, and I will tell you that this, to me, I'm only 40% thinking that Philadelphia is going to win, but at plus 195. It is worth it for me to lay a unit on it.
Oh, okay.
It is, because it's baseball. Strasburg's been bad. Buchanan might be fighting, for a spot to stay in the rotation. You don't know how a guy's going to react. The other thing, too, is, which is kind of crazy, is this game is in Washington, Philadelphia is a bandbox. You throw a fastball, and you miss a little bit. A pop fly turns into a home run there. Nationals Park is pretty lofty, so I think Buchanan might do okay there. Let's see what happens. But like I was saying, that is really my pure gamble. It's probably the biggest gamble I made on the whole season. So don't tell me if you don't want to, but it's just something I'm doing.
My man Buster Carr just hit me up. Crush the Bookie wants you in one of our groups, dude. It's a pretty wild group. You definitely should get involved with it, man.
All right.
Got to get the evil genius in there. So let's go to the next one here. We've got, let's see, Milwaukee Brew Crew at the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Pittsburgh's minus 165 with an under-over of 7. Go for it.
The Buccos, baby.
Go for it, baby.
The Buccos. So we got Garza starting for Milwaukee, 1-1 with a 4.22 ERA. And then we got Cole starting for the Pirates, 1-0 with a 3.27. Here we go, Pittsburgh. Here we go. These guys started off slow. Getting swept that opening series. Since then, they've been playing really, really good baseball. I'm all over Pittsburgh here. The juice again is a little crazy. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh minus 1.5, plus 157.
Damn, them run lines, man, huh?
Run lines, baby. Hey, look, there's some good positive money to be made. I'm really feeling run lines today. Guys, if you look, all year, I think I've only played maybe 4 or 5 run line games. It's not something I normally do. It really isn't. But you got a bunch of really good pitchers on the mound today. A bunch of bounce-back type games coming up. Some crazy stuff. I really like a lot of the run lines today. So do what you want with it.
Dan, I think I'm sorry, brother, and I love you to death, but I think I got to go the opposite way. I'm feeling the nasties.
You're feeling straight up, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm sorry, brother.
No, man. If you feel it, hey, you can go against me all you want. I love you, brother. It's all good. My thing is if you're telling me I can get the nasties at maybe minus 140, maybe that makes sense. But you're talking about what, minus?
Oh, yeah. No, I would never play it straight. Well, actually, I would. And I may still do that.
The best you can get is minus 223. And you're talking about a pitcher that has a plus 6 ERA starting the game. And their bullpen hasn't looked good. Their offense has been putrid. And I understand that the Phillies, like I said, will probably lose 100 games this year. But, I just, like I said, call me an idiot. It's a gamble. Go against me.
You know what it is you have matchups that are problems for certain teams. You know what I mean? Especially when they're in the same division. I mean, that's in all sports. You know what I mean? Sometimes the Phillies can just have their number,
look at, of course. I mean, look at last year. I mean, the Nationals went like 10-3 or something against the Mets, and then, the Mets won almost every game against the Braves last year. So, there are just certain things. It doesn't matter how good or bad a team is sometimes. And you have to remember, Philadelphia is now on 2 out of 3 in this series against the Nationals. And, when they lost yesterday, giving up that 5 spot was the most runs. They won 5-2, 7-2, and then they lost yesterday. The Nationals lost yesterday 5-3. I don't know, man. I mean, Philadelphia can get a split today. They can split the series, and what they're going to be looking to do all year, and what they're going to be hyped up to do is beat teams in their division. That's what they're going to try and do. They, when you're familiar with a team, sometimes even if you're not a very good team, you can manage your way to a victory. And like I said, if you can just the plus 200 is too appealing for a baseball game.
It works out for me because of I'm closing out parlays with this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
right. No, I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
So all right. So next one we got on a ticket here. We got the Baltimore Orioles at the Boston Red Sox, and the Sox are minus 140, under over 8.5. Are you a believer in the O's today, Dan?
I am a believer in the O's. I am a believer. So we got Gonzalez going for Baltimore, 1-1 with a 1.42 earned run average, and we got Porcello going for Boston, 1-1 with a 3.86. Look, Baltimore has been playing very well. They've been playing the best out of any team in that division, definitely. And I think they win today. Hey, look, everybody knows I'm really not a Red Sox hater by any stretch. I don't really care whether they do poorly or do well, as long as I'm making money one way or the other. But I think Baltimore comes in and beats up Porcello today. And again, you have a pitcher going for Baltimore that has a 1.42. I know it's early, guys. It's two starts, but he's looked really good. And when you're in a groove, you're in a groove. And I think the Baltimore Bats get to Boston today.
All right, cool deal. Hey, big ups to Scott Weaver and his daughter Avery Jean. It's her birthday today. Tell her we said happy birthday, brother. We got Straguzzi's telling me that Strasburg has the Phillies number, man. He's just sent me a little article to read. So I'm gonna take a look at that after this and go from there. Got my man the Kid Picks on here. He's talking to me about let's see. Miguel Gonzalez is 4-1 against in 6 career starts against Boston. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, guys, I just want to touch on this really quickly. I get where you're going with these 4-1s against these teams, but look, baseball. Look at the Red Sox lineup versus what it was, and look, I think Miguel Gonzalez goes out and pitches well and gets the win. But when you're talking about 5 starts total over the course of if you're telling me a guy's 10-1, 12-2, something like that against the team, and especially in division, I don't know, 4-1. It's just the sample size is small on some of these. I know sometimes it's all we have to look at. I just think that there's some different things to look at. I think looking at starting pitchers, how they've been pitching, how long they've been going into games. Obviously, the bullpens are very important. Then on the other side, it's a different way to play baseball, guys. It's not bash home runs every game. It's, who can string hits together. You want to see guys that have, that put the ball in play, that don't strike out a lot, in lineups. Yeah. So, look, I love the stats, guys. I always love debating it with you guys. I just don't know if five starts against a team, really says that much.
I got it.
One way or the other.
I got it. But thank you for that information, brother.
Yeah,
I appreciate
always appreciate it. Like I said, guys, throw me anything you want. I love it.
Absolutely. We got the LA Angels coming into the Houston Astros. Big ups to you on that Houston and under parlay yesterday.
Thank you, sir.
That was really a great call on your part, Dan.
Thank you.
My boy Altuve over there. I love him.
I know you do. And I really love Keuchel. Like I said yesterday, I think that he has the makings to be, just lights out, ace-like material. I could see, him and Harvey, going back and forth for the next decade, 15 years. Just that good. Really that good. I don't give out that praise a lot. But he baffled a very good lineup in the Angels over the long haul yesterday. And then, the Astros pen managed to close it out, which is always good. And the Astros hitting the clutch, too.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's. So, what do you think about this game here?
So we got Richards coming up, making the start. I believe this is his first start of the season against Feldman, who's 0-2 with a 6.17 ERA. I'm actually going to stay away from these guys today. Feldman hasn't looked good. You have a brand new guy coming up in Richards. Like I said, hasn't made a start yet. I just don't know how Garrett Richards is going to play. So how can I possibly take this game? I think it's really a 50-50. I lean Houston because they're at home, and I know they would love to get a little 2-game winning streak. Garrett Richards has been pretty good over the course of his career. I mean, last year was his best year. He was 13-4 with a 2.61. He had a bullpen on Friday, I guess, and he looks good. He had knee surgery, you have to remember, which for a pitcher, I'm very big more into legs. Like with arms, you know what you're going to get, right? I think if a guy has a bum arm, you know to stay away from him. The team probably won't even start him. But when a guy's coming off a leg, you just don't know how his mechanics are going to be, especially first time back. So I got to stay away from this game.
All right, dude. All right. I respect your opinion on that. And for all you handicappers out there, your boy, the Mad Hatter, is ranked 21 on Capper Tech. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming for you. All right, next one we got on the ticket here. We got the Oakland A's at the K-Sizzle Royals. Oakland A's are, minus 112 with an under-over of 8. And speaking of Capper Tech, by the way, guys, if you search Hatter, it's not going to pop up. You got to search Sports Bettors TV. And that's where my plays come up on Capper Tech. So, and I post all, I can't post any of my live stuff there. If I could post my live stuff there, let me tell you something. My name would be like, probably number one, screaming at you. I'd be right next to the legendary Scott Matthews on there. So, well, whatever. Hey, it is what it is, man. So I got to just do straight plays on there. You can do money line parlays and stuff like that. But my lives, I can't get my lives on there. So it is what it is. So what you got in this matchup, brother?
All right. So real quick, guys, if you heard me yesterday, we all should have popped on that prop bet that Ventura was going to get thrown out of the game. That would have paid some dope money. Too bad he had already given up the 5 runs, but hey, it is what it is. But today we have Scott Kazmir going for Oakland. He's off to another masterful start, 2-0 with a .69 ERA. We got Duffy going for the Royals, 1-0 with a 6.35. I would touch this game if it was in Oakland. I am not, Kazmir has been lights out. I mean, absolutely amazing, and Duffy has not been very good right now. So I'm just going to stay away. It's going to be a good baseball game. I hope I get to watch it.
Oh, okay. Let's see. K-Sizzle's scoring just under 6 runs a game, where Oakland's scoring a little over 5. Taking a look at the smart chart here, I mean, K-Sizzle is favored in most statistical categories, and if you bet them $100 a game, you're up $491.
Yeah, so, remember they've had a couple injuries. They lost Greg Holland, their closer.
Okay,
he's on the DL.
Oh,
I'll see. So he's on the 15-day DL with a pectoral injury. So you lost your closer. Which, hey, look. I think, Greg Holland is amazing, but that Royals bullpen is great. So I think they can absorb that loss, but you never know when a guy steps in to close what's going to happen. And then, you got Alcides Escobar, who's also still hurt. I think, you still got a bunch of bad blood. This game's going to get a little out of hand again. I mean, the benches have cleared 2 games in a row. I expect it to happen again today.
Wow.
And I don't like... Obviously, as a baseball fan, I love seeing that happen. But as a gambler, those are games when they're volatile like that, when guys can get thrown out of the game. You don't want to take that risk. I did it yesterday. Ventura had already given up the runs. We pretty much already lost that bet before he got tossed. But you know what? I'm going to stay away from it today because I think the benches will clear again, and I don't want to get stuck, with my pants down with some, bum reliever coming in to try and win me some money.
Definitely. That was like the Tampa Bay Lightning hockey game yesterday. It was like right out the gate, dude. 3 minutes in, they're all fighting. Both teams. And then 5 minutes later, they're fighting again. I'm like, oh, me and my kid were watching it, just laughing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So you're thinking the same situation here. I got you. And plus,
I can see it. Like I said, it's not like how it used to be where guys are, straight brawling, but. You never know, man. These teams do not like each other. You got to remember, this was that crazy wild card game.
Yes, yeah, there's a lot of animosity there from the A's.
Oh, yeah. So, the A's, and, hey, it's Oakland. Oakland versus Kansas City. I mean, West Coast versus the Midwest. Those teams are, rough and tumble kids, and they might get after it again today.
I concur. All right, so the next one we got on the ticket, we got the San Diego Padres. I'm sorry, I missed Cleveland. Clear, this is a 2-10 start, guys. Cleveland Indians at the Minnesota Twins. Cleveland is favored -120 with an under-over of 8.5 all across the board.
Yeah, so we got house starting for Cleveland, and I'm not joking about these numbers. 0-1 with a 40.50 ERA.
Dude, I know somebody had 90 the other day.
40.50 ERA.
Wow.
Against May for the Twins, 0-1 with an 8.44 ERA.
Are we screaming over here?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it is. It's just so ridiculous. It's just, it's so ridiculous. I mean, the over is 8.5. I almost feel like I have to, but at the same time, both these teams just, they suck offensively. They're so bad.
I got you.
Bad. And, I leaned the under yesterday, and I didn't play it just because I hate both these teams so much. But I'm just going to stay away from this crap-tastic pitching performance.
All right. Let me ask you something. So a pitcher with a 40 ERA, he must have came in the first inning and let up like 5 runs and then got benched.
Pretty much.
Right.
It would have had to have been more than that. I'm going to look right now. He probably went a third, and probably gave up 7 or 8 runs, I'm going to guess.
Damn, man.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
And then got yanked. Sometimes you'll see that stuff, when there's an injury, but obviously there was no injury. I'm trying to look at exactly what happened in that game, but it was not. Oh, he went 1.1 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 6 earned runs. He hit a batter. He walked 3 guys, and he gave up a bomb. So not only is his ERA 40.5, we all know that a good whip is right around 1. His whip is 6.75.
Whoa!
So,
all right.
Yeah,
well, but that's one game, though. You know what I mean? He could smooth that all off and come out and pitch a no-hitter. Who the hell knows?
I mean, he could. Hey, I don't know, man. TJ House is what he is. I don't think he's that good. This is why I wasn't high in the Indians. Not only do I not like their offense, the back end of their rotation is just bad. But, the Twins is really just as bad. So I say just stay away from
Diego Padres at the Chicago Cubs. And the Cubs are -125 with an under-over of 7. Who's pitching here, Dan?
We got Cashner for San Diego, 0-2 with a 4.09. And we have Lester, who's off to a terrible start, 0-1 with a 7.84. Guys, remember, San Diego, Justin Upton was injured in yesterday's game. That is huge. For that reason alone, I'm going to stay off this game until I saw that, he was definitely out. For today, I kind of liked the Padres. They had a big 9th inning yesterday. They still lost the game, which is, it tears you apart, but you come out and you want to play harder the next day. But without Justin Upton, I can't take that team. The lineup loses a lot.
You don't think Lester catches a win?
No, I do. That's the thing. I think that's the other thing. I think Lester will pitch better. Cashner hasn't been pitched well. But, Justin Upton, man, that injury takes a big pop out of the lineup. And, look, Matt Kemp had his first home run yesterday. Maybe he starts getting it going, which I think he will. But like I said, I still think that Lester can come out. He has to have a good game today. Can he really have 3 bad starts in a row?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he gets the job done here.
I lean Cubbies, man, but this Padres team, there's something about them, like they're never out of a game. And you saw how bad that Cubs bullpen is.
Yeah.
That Cubs bullpen is bad, dude. And, the thing is, if you get into that bullpen early, it's going to be a problem. And by the way, if anybody didn't see this, and I know this lady is not listening, but big props to the chick at the Cubs game who caught that foul ball in her beer and then chugged the beer with the ball.
Oh, yeah. That was great, man. That was awesome.
For any of you single guys out there, look that lady up because she's the marrying type.
That was so clutch. Catch a baseball in your beer and then chug the beer.
Dude, that lady, if you go and find that lady and you marry her, you can have a couple athletes being popped out of that.
Definitely. Let's see. We got, the Arizona Diamondbacks at the San Francisco Giants. I think Lester gets the win there, though. I don't know if I'm going to play it. I don't know if I'm going to play it. Maybe in a little in-game or something like that.
Wrigley during a day game and when it's warm out, the ball can fly out of there. If his location's a little off, you can see a few home runs get knocked out, too.
Okay.
That's the only problem.
San Francisco's minus 134, under over 7.5. This is a 4:05 Eastern Standard Time start. Dan, what you got here with the Giants that have been just
So we got Hellickson going for Arizona, 0-2 with a 6.55, and Hudson going for the Giants, 0-1 with a 2.03 earned run average. I don't like the Giants at all. This is going to be a long, bad season for them. I'm going to go Arizona, plus 129. At least that's what I got it last night on the money line. I just think that, the D-backs come out and they just rip it apart. I think that their offense will get to Hudson a little bit. And I think they're just a slightly better team. They took the loss yesterday. I think they come back and get a win today.
Really?
The Giants put up more runs yesterday than they put up in since the beginning of the season almost. Not going to do that 2 days in a row.
The Giants are scoring less than 3 runs a game, 2.77 offensively.
Right.
Ouch.
They're brutal.
Brutal,
Absolutely brutal, dude. I mean, that offense is it might be one of the worst offenses in baseball. And they won yesterday. And when I say they scored more runs than they've scored in a long time, that was 4.
Well, dude, I mean, they're at the bottom with the Chicago White Sox, and the Chicago White Sox went ham yesterday.
Right, exactly. So that's why I'm going Arizona today. I mean, you're talking about also a Giants team that just got only their second win of the year. They had just lost, 9 games in a row or something.
Yeah.
They given up a 7 spot and a 9 spot to Arizona in the last 2 games. And granted, they did score 6 runs in that 7-run loss. They came back a little late against the Diamondbacks pen, but then the D-backs blew them out 9-0. And then, they won 4-1 yesterday. They got a good pitching performance, out there. I just think they lose today, and at plus money, I'm on the D-backs. I don't see how, even at home, a 6-6 team can be plus money against a 2-9 team or whatever it is.
Got it. All right, man. All right. Big ups to, let's see, I got John Lewis out there, Randy Lockhart, Ben Diaz, Prestige Worldwide, Tommy King, Sports Attacks, Millhouse, 55 to win 50, C. Rodriguez Jr., and The Pick. What's up, guys? All right. Next one we got on the ticket here, let me look, is we got the Colorado Rockies at the LA Dodgers. And the Dodgers are minus 170 with an under-over of 8. A lot of juice there, brother.
A lot of juice. And, with the juice being so loose today, I'm just going to stay away. McCarthy is starting for the Dodgers. He is 1-0 with a 6.75. But then you have Butler starting for Colorado, who's 1-0 with a 1.64 ERA in this early season. Remember, guys, if Colorado can beat the Dodgers in Chavez Ravine today, they're again, early in the season, I know, but they're tied for first place. That means a lot to come out of that series early on. It can give them a lot of confidence. Man, I almost lean Colorado here. I just think that the pitching is better.
Wow.
I just think that the pitching is better today.
Mm-hmm.
Butler his PECOTA projections were not good this year. He was projected to be real bad. He started 2 games, like I said. 1.64 ERA, but he's gone deep, in both games. I'm leaning Colorado here. But I'm not sure if I'm going to play it just yet.
All right. Big ups to the beautiful queen of odds out there, Snoopy Betts, and my boy Rainmaker is out there. What's up, bud? And the cheese as well. So let's see what else we got. Texas Rangers at the Seattle Mariners. Seattle minus 168 with an under-over of 7.5. Was loving that King, Mr. King Felix rocking yesterday. Yes, I was all over that. He looked awesome too, dude. I don't think the injury I don't think the injury messed with him.
No. And, like I was telling you before the show, the only reason I didn't mess with it in any plays yesterday is, especially an ace or even any pitcher, if they get pulled from a start for anything like leg-related injury, it just makes me a little nervous, and I just want to hold off on it for one start.
I get it, Dan. I totally get it.
Big ups to you. I mean, he looked lights out, and we'll be riding him the rest of the way.
All day.
But today we have, for Texas, we have Detweiler starting 0-2 with a 9 ERA against my boy, Paxton, who has not looked great, 0-1 with a 5.11 ERA. Seattle, this is another win that Seattle really needs to get early in the season. The division's kind of staying bunched up. They're kind of beating up on each other. But the Texas Rangers are not a good team, and especially not a good team on the road. But again, the juice was kind of high for me on this, but I'm actually on Seattle minus 1.5 at plus 130. I think Paxton has a really good game. I think the Mariners lineup will feast against Detweiler. I mean, he's been absolutely terrible. Paxton's been subpar. Detweiler's been terrible. This is a game where I think Seattle wins pretty big.
Really? So you're feeling Paxton, huh? Okay. All right. I'll be taking a look at your boy here and see what he does.
Yeah, take a look at Paxton. Like I said, he hasn't looked great as of yet, but I don't think that this Rangers lineup is all that. I think, he's also, he's got to right the ship. But again, he's also going against a pitcher in Detweiler who is freaking terrible. So I think Seattle can actually jump on him early and give Paxton some run support early, and then he feels good about himself and settles in.
Okay. All right. On the final one we got on the ticket for MLBs, and then we'll get into the NBAs. We got Cincinnati Reds at the St. Lucia Cardinals. St. Louis is minus 176 with an under-over of 7. They have to have an ace on the mound with that kind of juice.
That they do. They have Mr. Adam Wainwright, who's 1-1 with a 2.08 ERA.
Okay.
Against Mike Leake, 0-0 with a 4.97 ERA. I haven't made up my mind on this game. We have so many early games today. I've made up my mind on every game except this one so far. The juice is pretty high. Look, Adam Wainwright has been lights out good. But the thing is the Reds know how to manufacture runs as well. I still think Billy Hamilton, obviously he can't keep up the pace he's been doing forever, but he can if he gets on base, he can get you some runs. They can manufacture, they can move runners over. That's what you got to do against a pitcher like Wainwright. This is a nationally televised game. It's a Sunday night baseball game. Both guys are going to come to play. Mike Leake hasn't looked great. He hasn't looked great. But, I just, on a national stage, I just think that maybe he comes to play. Okay. I don't know. So I'm going to look more into this. Obviously, I'll post it on the website when I make my decision. SportsBettersTV.com. Go to Dr. Dan's Clinic. All plays will be posted there. But, the juice is real high, and I love Wainwright, but we'll see what happens.
Dude, you want to go to a Mets game soon?
We should.
When you want to go to one?
Like I said, I'm starting a new gig. I'll be in the city every day during the week, pretty much coming up soon. So,
all right, man. Maybe we'll do like a 7:30 game or something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys
All right. You and I will talk after the show. I'm very excited about that. We'll let the nation know, too, because usually when I'm in New York, I usually run into, a couple of people here and there from the nation. So, guys, if, hey, who would want to come with us, man? We're interested in going to a Mets game. Maybe we'll
get enough people, and hey, this would be money up front. But if we get enough people, if we want to do something on like a Sunday afternoon game, maybe we get the party deck.
Oh, okay. All right.
For those of you who don't know Citi Field, they have what's called the party deck. I think you need like 20 dudes, maybe 25, maybe 15. I'll look it up. But it's in left field. It's a great seat. You see the whole field. You're basically on field level right in left field. And, it's like food, beer, all that. And I don't think it's crazy expensive. You might be talking $100 a dude.
Oh, that's dope, dude. I'm definitely down with that.
Let me see if we can do that. Maybe we set something up and have the go to a Mets game with the nation.
All right. I got my man Irvin already say he's down.
All right.
I'm sure Papa Smurf will want to come.
Yeah, we could definitely set up.
I think we get some. I think we get a camp together. Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
But hey, this time, guys, it's gonna be money up front.
Yeah. For everybody that.
I ain't putting the G out the line for y'all. I love y'all, but I ain't putting the G out there just for y'all.
Yeah, no way. We ain't trying to do that. No way. You guys got. Listen, we never asked you to come up with money, but for that, you're gonna have to come up with a few dollars. Sorry. All right. So let's move over to the NBA's, kid, because we got 4 games. I gotta be honest with you, these games are nasty.
Sorry,
nasty.
Ben Diaz is reporting, and I didn't see this, and I apologize. And as I said, didn't do my homework in this. Billy Hamilton left the game yesterday with a groin injury. That is very, very bad. Groins, hammies, anything like that for a guy like that is devastating. Guys, I'm going to stay away from this game completely. My mind is made up. I think, hey, if you're on the Cardinals, that's a good play. I'm just going to stay off it.
Got it.
Thanks for the info, brother.
That's what makes the nation so strong, brother. That's what makes the nation so strong. Everybody hits me up with all these injuries all the time that I never would even found. I know. And I normally do see them when I do my homework, but like I said, I did not even do homework on the Red St. Louis game since it doesn't pop off till 8:00. So I normally look at those games a little later, but knowing that Hamilton's out with a groin, that was my impetus to maybe go Reds in an upset. Get the plus money, but without him, they can still win, but it makes it much, much, much harder, and explains why the line is so disparate. Yes, sir. So let's see what we got for NBA's popping, guys. All right. So we got the Boston Celtics at my boy, the Cleveland Cavs, and my boy is giving 12 points to the Boston Celtics, and the under/over is 203.5 to 204.5. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about my boy and where I'm at with him right now. All right, so Boston has come in, and Boston has beaten them 2 times in the last 2 weeks. And Boston's beaten them pretty good. The first game my boy played, I'm talking about LeBron James, King James, as people refer to him. And, he was probably giving anywhere from 30 to 70% in that game. And then Boston just came in there and just destroyed them. When Cleveland sat all their starters. So, looking at this, I don't think Cleveland takes them lightly today. I really don't. I think they come out and they want to make a statement. They want to say, "Hey, we're favored to win the title. We're coming out to win the title this year," and blah blah blah. However, I don't know if 12 points is. I can see a last minute bucket for Boston Celtics to cover here. If it was me betting this game, because I don't think I'm going to bet this game. If it was me, I would tease Cleveland down to like a 5 or a 6. I don't like this 12. They could come out and cover it and win by 20, but guys, I think the chances of that are highly unlikely. I'd be honest with you. I think they win anywhere from 10 to 15, but to be safe, I mean, money line doesn't pay anything. It's minus 877. But
dude, in these lines, and I've spoken to some people who really know the NBA. They have been dead on it.
What's that?
Really been on. The lines have really been like crazy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Papa Smurf said he would definitely come to the Mets game with us, dude.
Yes, sir. I see it. And if I can get down to Atlanta, I'd be happy. Don't know if I can do any I have a bunch of stuff planned, but hey, if I find myself in Atlanta, even if it's not the Mets, I'll still go down there with you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
By the way, the season series in the Cavs-Celtics game is actually deuce-deuce. They split the season
yeah,
series.
they split it because the last couple of games, my boy didn't feel like playing. You know what I'm saying? So
you have the fourth best offensive team against the 20th defensive team. Boston also is the 20th offensive team, and Cleveland's 13th in defense. And here's the thing, and I don't know if you agree with me, but I think Cleveland, what they're going to come out and do is they're going to have stifling defense. They are going to, because I think LeBron knows that, when he's won, it's been the offense obviously gets it done, but it's the old saying, offense is your best or defense is your best offense. They're going to come out and they're just going to smother these guys. I fully expect that to happen. The line is a little thick, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Cleveland might just go out there and smash them.
There's a really good chance of it. I just don't want to give it out and have people tail and they win by 11.
Right.
You know what I'm
guys,
saying?
If I play an NBA game, please. I don't know. I've played one NBA game, I think, all year. I normally don't do it, but I tail guys. So if I play it, I'm tailing somebody, so do what you want.
All right, next one we got on the ticket, we got the Brooklyn Nets at the Atlanta Hawks. And the Atlanta Hawks are minus 10.5 with an under-over of 204.5 to 205. Guys, Atlanta has Brooklyn's number. I want to say they beat Brooklyn every single game this year. Can you look that up for me, Dan?
I am looking that up.
All right, 10.5. I got to figure out a way out of my Brooklyn future with some live line action. I'll figure that out. Maybe even a series price on Atlanta. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's really no value in taking Atlanta on the series. I do have Atlanta to win the East as well, though, at 4-1, which I really like for a number one seed. It made sense to do it because worst case scenario, they'll play Cleve at the end, and I don't see any other team in the East even doing anything. I mean, you got the Wizards, you got the Bulls, you got the Raptors. I don't see anything going on there, but I'm pretty sure.
Atlanta won the regular season series 4-0.
4-0, that's what I thought.
4-0.
That's what I thought.
What makes me a little nervous here is that, I want to see, what the deal is, how the Hawks play after all the stuff that, happened with, Thabo Cephalosha, and all that stuff. I'm a little curious to see. I don't think it should affect Atlanta at all, but also, just crazy notions here. Is there any chance that Brooklyn can turn it on? Is there any way that, Brook Lopez can go in and have one of his games?
There is. Brook Lopez is really good.
Right, and isn't he? I mean, that's a big matchup problem right now, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's been a little dusty though the last few games. I mean, dude, if you were getting max effort out of Brooklyn, in the last few games, because they were on the verge of getting kicked out and not even being in the playoffs.
Right.
And their gameplay was really bad. And not that it was horrible. I mean, they did win, but I think that they were not playing. I mean, they were shooting like 30-something% from the field. It was crazy in a couple of games before the end there. I don't know, man. I can't plug Brooklyn. I can't do it, and I can't plug Atlanta minus 10.5 either. I just I don't know if I agree with that at all. So I'm gonna take a look at this, and like I said, maybe I'll do a little in game or something like that, and go from there. So let's see. Let me just switch this up here. Get a little.
Maybe go Brooklyn on the series plus 750.
Well, dude, my future on them in the East is like 110-1, and then to win the NBA title is like 300-1. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna post all my series plays on Twitter after this. So, not the series plays, the futures rather.
Hey, you can get Brooklyn plus 15,000 right now.
Nice
in the East.
Nice. All right. So I'm actually I lost value on that. All right. Next one we got on the ticket. We got the Portland Trailblazers at the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are minus 4.5. Under over 189. Now, this is a game, guys. I got to be honest with you. There are games that we're going to find where away teams are going to win. Portland is way better at home than they are on the road. this Grizzlies team is Jekyll and Hyde. You never know what you're going to get out of them. I think you got to kind of be careful with this. I think you got to watch a little bit before you make a play on it, if you even do. I don't even know if I recommend even making a play on this game, just because I think that it's going to be tight up and down the court.
You would think that, but like, this is my thing about the NBA. It's the playoffs now. I think a Jekyll and Hyde team, I think when you see them at their very best during the season is how they'll come out and play playoff games. You know what I mean? There's something about this Memphis team that I think will wipe the floor with Portland today. And look, I don't know a lot about NBA. I've been doing some homework. Obviously getting into the playoffs, but I think Memphis finds a way to wipe them out.
Here's a game, the next game. All right, yeah, and I'm like I said, guys. I mean, just take a look at it. Watch my timeline on Twitter, #Hatter, and I'll put it out there if I get any in-game action with any of that, because that's an 8:00-er, so we're gonna have that in the baseball game going. Right. So we'll see where it goes. Next one we got on the ticket, the final NBA game on the ticket is San Antonio Spurs at the LA Clippers, and you could get any one of these teams +1 if you shop the line. SportsBettersTV.com, take a look at it. Under/over is 207.5 to 208. Why do I feel like the Clippers are going to win? Why do I feel like that, Dan? I don't know.
They might. You know what I'm thinking here, and call me crazy. I think the Clippers win this game.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna pop on the San Antonio series play.
Oh, but yeah, to win the series, but they dropped this game.
I think they drop this game and win the series.
Interesting.
I just San Antonio. I think they're the better team. Overall, seeding is what it is, but obviously just remarkably experienced. They know what they're doing in all situations, incredibly coached. But, you have a young, lively Clips team, that is a very good team in their own right. And I think they come out and they kind of take control of this game and win this game. But like I said, I think San Antonio wins the series, so I'm going to wait and see if it comes to fruition, but then I am going to pop on San Antonio.
You think they'll put Kawhi Leonard on CP3?
Don't you have to?
I think so. I mean, I'm pretty interested.
That's the thing. I just think that, San Antonio, like I said, it's all about experience and having more players that have been experienced. And the Clippers have experience.
Yep.
But I think if you can, get in Blake Griffin's head, which and the Spurs are very good at that. They're very good at stopping what you're best at. Like I said, I think the Clippers come out and they win just on sheer, tenacity, determination, and athleticism tonight.
Okay.
But I like San Antonio for the series.
Yeah, guys,
these are. On them at 190.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play the game. I think it's a this is more of a just an initial lean. But dude, the more and more I look at this stuff, I think I got to get a look first, and then pop on live lines. I got to see how what the matchups are, who's guarding who, see what the game plan is, and go from there.
Yeah,
that's
real quick,
that's the only thing I can do right now.
Yeah, I just want to jump back to the Portland Grizzlies game real quick because there are, if you guys, haven't been realizing, there are some crazy injuries where people might play, but so for Portland, LaMarcus Aldridge has had that thumb issue.
Yep.
He's missed 2 of the last 3 games also with a left foot sprain. So,
yeah, he's been out. Yeah, he's been out.
He's been banged up. Batum, bruised knee, missed season finale. McCollum, left ankle sprain. Aaron Afalo will miss at least the first game because he has that shoulder issue. And then you had the season as, the guys that were out for the season, and Darrell Wright and Wesley Matthews. And then, I know the Grizzlies have Gasol, who's had that ankle issue, and Conley with the foot issue. They are both playing, and Courtney Lee will continue to play through a torn hand ligament. But, it's just obviously got to keep an eye on what's going on there.
All right. Big ups to my man Mike. He agrees with me on my boy. He says he thinks the first half -7 might be the play. It may be, bro. It may be. Even like a money line parlay with my boy first half or something like that might work as well. So, all right, Dan. As far as I'm just gonna read through the NHL real quick. Let me know if you have any opinions on these. But looking at these, we got the Washington Capitals coming into the New York Islanders. Islanders -135 with an under/over of 5.5. Any opinion there?
Islanders win today. Islanders win today.
I like it.
Not that, look, I know my puck better than I know my hoop, at least NBA by far. Isles, that Coliseum is going to be shook to the ground. Ovechkin, made that stupid comment about how the Verizon Center is going to, it'll be louder than the Coliseum. The Isles coming off that loss, they split in Washington, which, hey, that's a win. If you can split and even up the series and go home, I think they really get it done.
I think I agree with you on the Isles. I got to talk to the Dream and see what his take is on that. But he's a big spot better, so we'll take a look at it and see where it goes. We got the Nashville Predators coming into the Chicago Blackhawks. So what's happening now, guys, is you got a couple of games under their belt. Now they're traveling to the other respective stadiums here. Let's see. Let's see. Chicago is -157 with an under/over of 5. I don't like this Chicago team, bro. They've got
goaltending is terrible.
Yeah, they just don't do it for me. I'm gonna stay away from that.
They yanked what's his face? They put in Scott Darling will start for the Blackhawks in between the pipes. The last 2 games. Crawford's given up 10 goals.
Damn.
Or sorry, 9 goals. 9 goals. They managed to win game 1 at the Pred. They're lucky that they won that game 4-3. They got smashed yesterday, losing 6-2. So you got to make the change to Darling, but I don't know how Darling is going to come out. I mean, I lean the Preds here. Even going on the road at a tough place to play in Chicago. Who knows? Can they rattle the goaltender? I'll probably stay away from it. It's going to be an interesting game to watch.
All right. Next one I got on a ticket is Montreal Canadiens at the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa -120 with an under/over of 5. You couldn't even do that. I'd have to close my eyes and throw a dart at a board to kind of figure that one out, which I'm not willing to do with my money. But it's a good old classic Canuck battle. These games have been close. I mean, Montreal's taken both of them by a goal. Yeah.
4-3 and 3-2. They've definitely been, the better team. But, this Ottawa team, I think they also suffered an injury. I'm not so familiar. I was trying to catch up on it yesterday. But there's something that's ringing a bell about injuries. Guys, again, hit up, the crew, Total Sports Edge, Hockey Immortal, First Lady NHL for all this stuff. They definitely know better than me, but, we'll see what happens. I'm going to stay away from this game. I think Montreal has the makings to sweep. But again, these Ottawa fans might want to stay otherwise.
Vancouver Canucks at the Calgary Flames is the last one on the ticket with Calgary. -115. It's pretty even across the board with an under/over of 5. You got any information on that, Dan?
No.
No.
No. Look, I got nothing on Vancouver and Calgary. The only thing that I do want to add, because I will not be on tomorrow, obviously, Rangers will win tomorrow in Pittsburgh.
The Rangers will win tomorrow. Very interesting. All right,
Rangers will win tomorrow in Pittsburgh.
My man Randy Lockhart is saying that the Chicago Blackhawks money line is the play today. So, hey man, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope you cash. I hope you cash that ticket, brother. So, we'll keep it moving from there. So, what do you want to do, Dan? Are we pretty much done here? I think we went through everything, dude.
I think we're pretty much wrapped up. I'm going to. Right after we get off, I'm going to post all my plays to the website, and we're going to, make some money today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, guys, going through this, Dan, can you recap what you got, and then I'll talk about what I'm liking, and we will close it out.
Yeah, so this is everything that I've already put in action. And this, again, will be listed sportsbetterstv.com, Dr. Dan's Clinic right on the homepage. Get yourself healthy with some money every day. So we're going to rock the Braves money line. We're going to go D-backs money line, Orioles money line, Rays money line, and Phillies money line. It's a dog haven today. And then we're going to go run line on 4 teams. Detroit, the Mets, the Pirates, and the Mariners. You know what, guys? I'm just saying I'm feeling these run lines today. Do what you want. I'll probably put together a couple parlays, and I will throw them out there. The one parlay I will roll with right now will be a run line parlay. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do Mets Pirates again. We've hit it. We're 1-1. Let's see if we can go to 2-1. But it's gonna be like plus 570, and I think we got it.
All right. As far as the NBAs, guys, I am looking for in-game action only. To start off, I have no idea what I like. I gotta see what's going on in these games, number one. Number two is, in the MLBs, I'm feeling the Detroit Tigers on a money line, and I'm feeling the Washington Nasties on a money line. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. As you guys know, I got like 3 open parlays. I've been posting photos of them on Twitter. I don't know which teams I'm going to put in each one, but I'm not going to put, the same team in both, just in case, you know what I'm saying? So I'll do that, and I'll hedge out if I need to, if I get in trouble. But I really, really like the Tigers today. And I think, I hate to go against you, but I think the Nasties get it done. So,
all right, go against me. Like I said, I am risking that Phillies wager plus 195 where I got it last night. It's baseball, and if I can get anywhere within 5 points and 200 on any team, I almost have to do it because it's baseball and anything can happen.
It wouldn't even be fair for me and you to have a bet on that because the Nasties are so favored. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, like I said, this is not something I'm throwing down crazy money on. You were talking like maybe a half unit to try and win a full unit, and to me, like I said, guys, I play with the money I have. Don't put yourself in debt, be smart, and do your thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys, we are Sports Betters TV. We are the biggest show in the world. We are seen in 179 countries every single day. Here's Sports Betters TV and sportsbetterstv.com. Guys, we love you to death. Go out there. There's a lot of games here, a lot of good stuff, but be careful, please, and get that money. Take care.
Peace.